Vital Impetus by V.K. Tritschler, a part of the Magic and Mischief anthology by Inkspell Publishing. A dedication to Zoe, Braden, Ryan, Lachlan, Amari, Edie, Clayton and Clara, and all the young authors around the world. Keep writing. Prologue. Cut it out, Pete. She can't see you. Jess kicked his shin with the tip of her ragged boot. Her childhood friend poked his tongue out and made silly faces. Pete's cheeky grin gave way to a small flinch. His dimples disappeared in the process. Ouch! Geez, Jess, I was just having a little fun. Frowning at him, her lips tightened into a thin line. The little girl, Macy, looked up from her colouring book on her living room floor, her blue eyes caught in the vivid reflected Australian sunlight from the window. Did you say something? She loved finally having a girl her own age to play with. Jess's family had been living in the small remote town for nearly 3 months, and Macy was the only one of the limited number of children she'd managed to befriend. Nothing. Jess shuffled her feet. She wanted to get down on the floor and play with her, but she didn't want Pete to feel left out. Come on, help me colour in this sheet. Macy pushed it forward in Jess's direction. Dropping to her knees, Jess dragged it closer and grabbed a fat, round, red crayon. Focusing her energy on her work, she ignored the sound of Pete dropping down beside her. The two girls coloured in silence for a few minutes. Do you have an imaginary friend? Picking up another crayon from the pile, Jess rolled it round in her fingers. She knew she wasn't allowed to talk about Pete to anyone. Her parents had warned her that people wouldn't understand. I used to have one too. The blonde gave her a sideways smile. Her name was Rebecca, but she's gone now. Pete hasn't, and anyway, he's not imaginary. She drew a slash of green across the skirt of the outlined figure. It was nice to talk to someone about him, like she wasn't hiding secrets all the time. Why would I leave? You're my friend. Pete reached over and pointed at her picture. You missed a spot there. My mum says it means you have to have an active imagination. Macy concentrated on the skyline of her scene, pushing broad blue strokes across the page. The two girls continued in silence for a bit. Emboldened by the positive reception about Pete, Jess spoke out again. I guess I should tell you that my name isn't really Emma. It's Jess. She waited for a reaction. That's a nice name. Why does everyone call you Emma then? My parents said we have to use special names, otherwise the bad men might find us. Macy gave her a grave nod. Yeah, my mum says you have to watch out for bad people. She said that's why I need to tell her if anyone tries to talk to me, unless I know them already. Maybe that's why they changed your name too. Maybe a bad man knows it. The two girls continued their colouring into the afternoon, with Pete content to sit in the sidelines and watch them. As the clock on the mantelpiece chimed 4, Jess got up and stretched. I have to go home now. Thanks for letting me play. She picked up the crayons she'd used and put them back into the box. Macy's mother entered the room and smiled down at the girls. Did you want me to drop you home? No, thanks, Jess replied. Dad'll be waiting at the gate for me. He said he'd be ready at 4. Oh, okay. A frown crossed her brow. He can come in. I'd like to meet him. He doesn't like meeting people, sighed Jess, but thanks for letting me play. You're welcome. Macy's mother gave her a smile and a pat on the head. Any time, Emma. As Jess walked across the yard, she felt the mother's eyes on her back and was grateful to see the bulky frame of her father standing under the shade of a nearby tree. Hey, Dad, she smiled as she reached him. He grunted, and they continued walking towards their campsite in companionable silence. Halfway there, her dad finally spoke. How'd your afternoon go? Good. Macy told me she had a special friend like Pete too. Hers is Rebecca. Maybe she's like us, Dad. Stopping in his tracks, he turned to stare down at his daughter. What did you tell her? Heat rose on her cheeks. No, not much. Just about Pete. His voice softened. Did you tell her your real name? She stared down at the ground, her fingers tingling and her legs weak. Maybe. Jesus, spat out her dad.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?